lately I've been getting calls from people in Florida that are really ready to make the move. And it really started after Hurricane Helene, and then really after Hurricane Milton. People have told me, this is it. This is the last hurricane I'm going through. I've reached my limit. Some other reasons that people are moving from Florida, and I looked up quite a few other videos out there on YouTube from Florida realtors. They say people are saying it's too hot, home prices are through the roof, insurance is crazy and doubled in price. There's alligators, mosquitoes, the high cost of living, and traffic, because a lot of people have moved down to Florida during COVID, especially from New York. So I actually have a lot of personal experience with visiting Florida because my mother's side of the family is from Orlando. She actually grew up there, and my grandmother was from New York. She met my grandfather, and then they settled in Jacksonville for a while, and then Orlando. So, and my grandfather was in the military, and they have, you know, the Eglin Air Force Base there, which is also where my dad ended up after he went to Vietnam for a couple of years. He got stationed there. He left the Air Force and got into construction and tried to make it in Orlando for a while. And then he ended up in an apartment and met my mother, who was living at the same apartment building, and they met at the pool. So that was around the early 70s. And here's a picture that I'll pull up. This was on their way to the Ozarks. They decided to leave Florida, where they could get some land and do the whole homesteading thing. They're always canning and gardening. And they still do that to this day. They're excellent gardeners, and they know how to take care of themselves. So this is nothing new. This was really popular in the early 70s, and it's kind of making a comeback. This total lifestyle was having a small home with a garden. And I think that's why a lot of people look at Missouri, because we're an agricultural state, and you know, we have good land here for growing a garden and farming. In the Ozarks, it's a little difficult, so we do raised beds here, but it's still very doable. Anyway, that's actually why they decided to move from Florida here, also because it was a lot cheaper to live, and they really didn't have a lot. They came up here in their little Carmen Ghia with the clothes on their back, and started to make a home here in Missouri. It was getting really overdeveloped in Florida at that time, and that's when Disney was coming in, and they felt like it was the right time to leave. So I'm sure that, you know, you might get that feeling yourself. Is it the right time to leave? And you just get that feeling that, yeah, maybe it is. So if you are from Florida, I'd love to hear from you. Leave your comments below and tell me why you're moving. So I know that summer in Orlando is quite miserable at times. I would go down and visit my grandparents every summer, and I heard a realtor on here saying it's like breathing through a wet sock. That's exactly what it's like. I mean, it's so humid, and for the most part, you need to stay indoors in the afternoon till it cools down. But anyway, so I totally know how you guys feel there. And then since then, later in life, we have just always loved going to the Gulf, whether it's Tampa Bay or Destin Beach. So we've done several trips down there. Clearwater Beach is another one that we've been to a couple of times. So we just really enjoy the Gulf area a lot. So when I saw this on the news with these hurricanes hitting, I really felt for you guys. And I hope things are getting better because we love to visit. So we want to keep visiting y'all. So today I'm going to compare Florida prices to Missouri prices. And I work in the southern part of Missouri, the Ozarks, Branson, Table Rock Lake. And I'm going to compare your market to my market. In the Orlando market, your average starter looks like it's between $325 and $375. Is that correct? For a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, about 1,300 square feet. So I found this home at 514 Short Pine Circle, Orlando. It's a 3-2, built in 92, 1,328 in square footage, a 2-car garage for $369,900. Taxes are $4,197, and that's an increase of 193%. And I'm seeing your taxes have just literally tripled in the past year. Let's compare that to Missouri, Branson, Missouri. 100 Shiloh Street in Branson, in a fairly nice neighborhood, 3.2, built in '06. Square footage is 1460 with a 2-car garage. The price on this home is $273,000. This is a little bit newer. The finishes are a little bit nicer than the home on Short Pine in Orlando. And get this, the taxes are only $1,156. So that's quite a big difference in price and taxes. All right, let's do another one. Now we're going to go more mid-range. Let's compare lake homes here. So Orlando has a lot of lakes. We have quite a few lakes too, and I'm going to compare Table Rock to some of your lake homes in Orlando. So let's compare. Let's see here. So here's one at 1818 Crown Hill Boulevard, Orlando. It's priced at $599, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, lakefront, 2372 in square footage. Now most homes I know have a pool and a lanai. Most of our homes do not have a pool. It's very rare to find one with a home. It was built in '04. Check out the taxes though, up by 149% at $7,713, and they used to be only $3,098 just a year ago. So here's a home that compares to that, 202 Twin Island Drive. Now this is the least expensive lakefront home that I could find here, but it does have a dock nearby. It has a little bit of a view, and it has the updates. It has nice updates like countertops, wood floors, and it's easy to get on the water from this home. Built in 2019, the taxes on this home are only $2,123. Now most of our other homes are more expensive on the waterfront because they're so hard to find and they're in high demand right now. So you might be better looking for a lakeview home or a home that's close to the lake. Most of our waterfront is going to be over $750,000. And there's just a few for sale. What if you're looking for a luxury home? I noticed that there are a couple in Orlando, like this one for instance, that's over $8 million. It's over 6,000 square feet, which is not too huge. It's got a dock and it was built in '23, 7-bedroom, 8 baths. There's no taxes available on this. If you're in Orlando, Florida, you can probably tell me what the taxes might be on this. Let's go ahead and look at this one in Tampa. Seems like there's a little more luxury homes in the Tampa Bay area. This one's 4911 West Melrose Avenue, and it's not oceanfront, but it is in that little bay area, and it has a canal. And it's a very kind of normal looking home to me. It's 4,848 square feet, 6 bedrooms, built in '03. The taxes on this guy, over $22,000. Oh my goodness. Like, priced at $3,295,000. That's a lot. I think you could get the same home for maybe $1.2 million here. If it exists. That's the problem. We have a shortage of luxury homes. Like I've had someone tell me, if you can find anything on Table Rock, I'll spend $3 to $4 million. Well, I can't find anything out there for that much. I mean, and there's just a few out there. I did find a really great lake home that was just listed this week. 46 Wild Rose Lane in Lampe. It's in a very popular lake area. It has some kind of wild colors going on the walls. Probably a vacation home, and this really has it all. So it's got boat dock right behind, and it's priced at $1.8 million. Taxes are only $2,674. That's it for property taxes. 5 bedrooms, 6 baths. I think I put down 4,200 square foot or so. Anyway, I think this is a fairly good comparison. We may not have as much luxury homes available on Table Rock Lake. Now, if you're wanting to building could be a great option for you. So if you want to chat with me about building a home, leave me a comment, or you can email me here. So if you're trying to decide if you're leaving Florida for another state, you might consider Missouri. We do have a lot of beautiful lakes here, beautiful scenery. We don't have the ocean, but we do have fairly mild winters. We have a change of season, so there's a lot of variety and changing out your clothes throughout the seasons, and it's just a different environment, of course, that you would have to get used to. Otherwise, we love living in the Ozarks, and we love the opportunity just to go and visit, because we can get an Allegiant flight from Springfield for like $150, and it's a straight shot down to Clearwater Beach. So we've done that trip, I think, 3 times so far, just for a cheap vacation. And we can spend the whole week there and figure out our restaurants and what we're doing. And we just love doing that trip. So for you, if you have to move from Florida, you can always visit, and there's ways to do it, even on the cheap side. If you have any questions, guys, please leave me a comment below, or feel free just to reach out to me by email or text, and I'd love to hear from you all. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.